Something that might change the current feeling in the room could be a change of manager, especially if they're able to land a big name like this guy. Holy mackerel, Jurgen Klopp, could you imagine? Well, he was on Instagram today, which is, of course, July 4th, and he took the moment to wish U.S. fans a happy Independence Day. It's the perfect day to think about my trips with Liverpool to the States. We've had a great time, and the U.S. fans are electric. Happy 4th of July, says Jurgen. All right, something, nothing, or everything. Is he flirting with us, Allie? Is he flirting with us?
I hope it's
I'm
everything.
blushing.
I hope it's everything. I've been following Jurgen Klopp since I played in Germany when he was coaching in Dortmund, and I just loved the way that his team played. And then moving on to Liverpool, that was also exciting just because I enjoy watching good teams play. And I've just followed him throughout, this part of his career. And he's just a coach that plays attractive football, and he's intelligent and he's knowledgeable. And I think he's the type of person that we need. Obviously, the contract and the money might look a little different.
It's not your money. It's not your money. It's U.S. Soccer's money. Let's spend it for him. We don't mind.
But this would be a dream. This would be a dream to have a coach of his caliber and expertise and motivation that could, be applied to the team. And I'm sure that, that the players would be ecstatic.
Why are you grinning over there, Gomez?
The producer Beto just told me look at the picture for Jurgen Klopp. He's flirting in the picture as well, so the little lower bar. Listen, I know there are some.
He is a little coquettish there,
He
no?
is.
A little
coquetto. There's some people out there who think, come on.
Yeah.
Seriously?
There's one of them sitting right next to you.
You think this is a troll move, and it may be a troll move. He may be having fun.
I don't know if it's
Wait, do you
a
think
troll
it's
move, but I think he's just
Casey,
having fun.
Okay. So you think Klopp would not consider it? Not that U.S. Soccer would.
I think U.S. Soccer would consider it in a
course.
heartbeat if they could get him for $2 million.
No.
I'm sorry, Casey.
Money aside.
You're letting U.S. Soccer off the hook there. We gotta tell U.S. Soccer to be ambitious. They can raise money. They can absolutely do it. I know that there's idea out there that the salary for the men is attached to the salary for the women. I've talked to people who are both inside U.S. Soccer and recently departed from U.S. Soccer, who should be contradicting each other, and they tell me that those two numbers are not in any way linked. So I'm putting it on U.S. Soccer.
Okay,
Hey, go out, talk to Volkswagen or one of your many sponsors, get yourself $15-20 million, and hire Jurgen Klopp. It can be done. It's not an impossibility.
Let's take your approach. So how many years was the lawsuit? How many years was
Which one?
Yeah, okay. let's praise, and it was praised across all mediums. Equality of pay. One bad tournament, let's blow it out the window. It no longer exists. You don't think there's going to be any bad press for U.S. Soccer? Allie, what do you think?
Well,
you think everyone's going to say...
Let's find more sponsorship money for Emma Hayes.
Well, but then you're back to equality.
It could be done. But it's not. But Casey, I don't know who's telling you that, but that is not what I'm hearing. The people that they're...
No, I'm not saying it's not in their charter, but it's exactly what they've said.
Well, then somebody from U.S. Soccer, Cindy Parlow-Cohn or Matt Crocker or J.T. Batson needs to come on television, and they've been invited on this show for months and months and months and months and won't show up. They won't show up. They need to come on television and tell us exacally what the limitations are. Bottom line.
They do other networks. What do you mean they won't show up?
I don't know where I don't know where I see them. I see them on local news in Atlanta when they're hyping up the new facility that they got the money from Arthur Blank, or when they're doing like local radio in Kansas City. When it's small time people that don't know about soccer that aren't going to press them, glad to do the interviews. Okay. When it's us at ESPN, it's a big platform and you might get a tough question. They don't show.
All right.
You were saying?
All I'm sorry, Herc. All I'm saying is though is you've gone down this road. And you've said, this is what we want to do. And they said it and it took lawsuits and it took all this, and it actually took losing a lawsuit and then saying, we're going to do it anyway. Okay? And then now, after about a year, because the men had a bad result in a tournament, you're just going to blow that all up?
I don't think, I honestly also...
There's a clear regression here. It's not just one bad result.
But, okay. The regression is there, but it really was one bad result that got the firestorm started.
I guess I
think that's the...
I don't see people connecting the...
That's the straw.
Like spending money on Klopp with like a regression on equal pay. Yeah, maybe that will happen, but I'm not so seeing that connection so clearly.
We said this before. You can't let the fear of like not landing the perfect candidate prevent you from doing what you need to do with this current coach.
Right. But we're talking about Klopp here.
Yeah, now let me get to Klopp.
Yeah.
Let me get to Klopp. we've all played abroad, okay?
I played against Jurgen Klopp, so yeah, I know it quite well.
What's the one thing all these players, all these coaches ask us about? Okay, it's America. It's life in America. And you can go down to big names. Jose Mourinho, okay, on paper, talking about the U.S. men's national team, talking about his desire to coach in the States at some level. Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp. There are a lot of different coaches who are very interested in America. Not in your football, not in what you got going, but in living here. And to do so, if you can use that to your advantage to land a top coach who says, you know what, that's an interesting player pool. Some of those players would fit very nicely into my system. You do it. You go for it.
Well,
And if you can't come up with the cash, give them a state. We got 50. Damn.
But let's
biggest
look,
biggest countries around.
Or
let's look at
Vermont, you know, a little piece of Vermont.
Look at two players in recent history in this city alone. One of them's Chiellini, and one of them's Gareth Bale. Both of them took massive pay cuts
To come here, yeah.
to come and have an opportunity to live and play. So yes, that has been.
So you're telling me there's a chance, Casey?
No, what I'm saying is there's been a long history of the U.S. exploiting the idea of getting people to come here because of maybe you can go to a restaurant and not have.
You can do what Messi did. You can go to Publix and shop for your.
Yeah, I just don't,
So
I
you
just
can-
don't
you
buy
can
that
do
U.S.
things-
soccer's broke. That's
and-
what I don't
no,
buy.
I'm not
I
saying
don't buy
US
that they don't have the
Whether
money. I
broke
don't
or
buy
not,
that
it's
it's
just
the
they're
women
incapable of getting
I
it.
don't buy that the women are holding, because this is what we're saying.
No.
The women are holding the men back here. No, they're
No,
not. That's not what it is.
That's not what we're saying.
No,
What we're
that's what they're allowing the
No.
rhetoric to be like,
Right.
because the women's
Right.
national team
No.
coach makes this amount, the men's national
what
team
we're
makes
saying is there's budgets. And there's budgets based off of the amount of money and the amount of revenue that you bring in. And what you can do is you can say, okay, if we have a number of what we can spend for certain things, and if they're saying we've got more money, but then at the same conversation, if we have more money for one, we've said we will spend equal or roughly equal the amount on the other. And all we're doing is, because we're focusing on the managerial salary, which we all know, who are the highest paid state employees in every state in America?
College football coach.
It's the top football coach in
Or
that
college
state
basketball
because
in
it's a
Connecticut.
Right,
Yeah.
because it's a state employee. Well, they're saying there must be something where they're saying there's a budget that we can understand that they're bringing in so much revenue because of the success that they bring to that program. We accept the fact that we have to pay them a certain amount to make a certain amount. When there's a point in every company that has to say, we have a particular budget for a position, we can't blow that out for the simple hope that we can make it up somewhere else. And unfortunately, I think U.S. soccer falls under that category. Yes, can the owner,
blank?
well, yes, the owner of Miami has said, I'm going to dip into my private funds and I'm going to throw a ton of money at this guy, even though I'm never going to get it back, because that's what I want to do at this point.
U.S. soccer is willing to take money from an MLS owner for their new facilities, but they won't take from a sponsor or another owner for a coach.
Well, there is your, if you can get some Goldman guys and you can get some sponsors to come in and come up with basically an NIL deal for the U.S. men's national team coach pre-World Cup.
Let's do it.
And they don't find an issue with that U.S. soccer and the public are happy that it then doesn't have to be an NIL deal somewhere else, or find that as well and figure out a way to push the program further. And let's be honest, we're also looking at a program on the women's team that is also looking to get back to the heights.
But they've got the person to take them there already.
Well, they think they have the
but
person.
at least they think they've got that person.
Right.
And they broke the market to do it.
Exactly.
Correct.
If you want to be the best, you have to have the best coach possible. And we can't sit here and continue to say that money's really holding us back. If the U.S. men's national team and U.S. soccer want to find the best coach for the job, they have to be willing to pay and figure it out. Because what we've seen over the past, I don't know how many years, it's not good enough. and they have to create that change, and they have to be willing to pay, and they have to be willing to find and actually take the time to find the best person for the job.
But back to our friends at PTI. We're not the football nation that the marquee nations are. You lived in Germany. You know what football means to the world in that country, and that everything evolves around it.
I actually think that differentiation is what might attract some of these people.
Oh, that's what has.
Right, because they want a little bit.
Because they can come in with a little and be insulated a little bit and have a bit of a life.